Hello everyone, and this is another travel vlog I'm doing. However, it's a bit different. If you've seen my previous ones for Los Angeles and in China, I usually just let the photos and videos tell the story with some nice music in the background. For this one though, I want to do something different, and that is to provide some commentary as well throughout the video. So while the video plays out, I will chime in and offer some commentary about the trip. So as you can probably tell from the title, this was a trip to Seattle. This video was a bit overdue since the 2-day trip was back in mid-June. Anyway, it was a 2-day trip and I went with my girlfriend. Since her mom had business meetings to go to, she invited both of us to come along. Quick note, Delta had a great selection of movies, and on the way to Seattle I was able to watch The Death of Stalin, which was fantastic. If you're a fan of dark comedy, this is a must watch. So as we left the airport and drove to where we were going to be staying, my initial thoughts of the surrounding area of Seattle is that it did give off a West Coast vibe that LA did, with for me the main thing sticking out is the roads and signs, which, while very similar to New York, were not the same. However, compared to LA, Seattle was different with the amount of trees. There are tons and tons of trees in the surrounding area. So we started the first day in Seattle by going to the public market to take a walk around and see what they had. While there was nothing really there I was interested in, my girlfriend found a few things she liked, so that made the trip worth it. Before we left that part of the city, we also stopped by what we believe is the first Starbucks and took some pictures and got a coffee. Afterward, we did some walking around, shopping, and took a break by having lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, then watching The Incredibles 2, which was great. So when we were in Seattle, Instagram launched Instagram TV, and I tried it out a bit by recording some clips that I added in, and I will let them play with the audio on so you can get a look at what was going on as we went around the city. So far we ate the Cheesecake Factory, we ordered at the first Starbucks. Alice,
Yes.
what'd you get?
I got a serious strawberry frappuccino that has nothing to do with coffee, but it's great.
And then we also saw Incredibles 2. I thought it was pretty good. Alice?
Yes.
Who's your favorite character?
Frodo?
That's right. I like Jack Jack myself. And now we are going to the Pacific Science Center.
Yes, we're gonna learn science.
And maybe Space
Because we
Needle
love
later.
science.
We love science. So apparently the Science Center closes at 6 and we're a bit too late. So where are we going next, Alice, instead?
We're going to the
Museum of
Pop Culture.
Yeah, we're going to do that tonight and Space Needle, and then we'll come back here tomorrow for the science.
Instead of learning for science, we decided to go for some music trips because we're really...
Such as Taylor Swift. She's pop culture. Modern pop culture.
No, I was thinking about more, talking. Cut that. Bye.
Okay. Just as you watched, we took the monorail to go to the Science Center, but it was about to close, so we went to the Museum of Pop Culture instead. If you saw in the video, we were holding the Seattle City Pass, a pass with vouchers for different attractions in the city, such as the Science Center, Pop Culture Museum, and the Space Needle. It is close to $100, and I do recommend it though, if you go to Seattle, only if you decide to do at least 3 or more of the attractions. I believe there were around 6 or 7 choices, and I did the math that if you do at least 3, you're saving a few dollars, but doing 2 or 1 even, it's not worth it, just buy the passes separately. Anyway, back to the Museum of Pop Culture. Overall, it was a good time. The museum was split up in different themes, so as you can see, there was a horror section along with a fantasy section, an indie gaming section, and there was also a Marvel exhibition that featured props from the Marvel movies. Just a heads up, the Marvel exhibition was a separate cost and was not included with the tickets for the museum. I think it was around an extra $8 per person, but I do think it was worth it. To finish it up for the day, we had some dinner at Johnny Rockets. Not our first choice, mind you, it was more of a convenience for us. Then we went over to the icon of Seattle, the Space Needle. The view from the top of it was very nice and made for some great pictures, as you can see. You can also see in part of the video that the Space Needle was under construction while we were there, but we were able to walk around most of it with no problem. For the second day, we started with going to Microsoft headquarters. Now, they don't do tours there around the entire campus. However, there is a visitor center where people can come in, walk around, and participate in activities. It was really cool to see pieces of history of Microsoft. I was also able to try out VR properly for the first time by trying out the Halo minigame they had, and that was amazing but also really weird. I can see now in a few years when the tech gets better, people are going to lose themselves in VR for hours at a time, if not days. In the afternoon, we finally went back to the Science Center, and it was fun. There were different exhibits, such as dinosaurs, space, and physics. Afterward, we had some great lunch, bowser.
So it's day 2 now in Seattle. We just did the visitor center at Microsoft. It was pretty cool. Tried out the HoloLens and played some games. Alice, you're right there. You play some Minecraft?
Yes, I did.
Right? How's your foot?
My foot?
You just tripped.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
It's on footage.
It is on footage, actually. So where are we going now?
Coke Company, no, I'm kidding. We're going to Science Center today that we didn't go yesterday.
Yep, see how that goes.
Yeah.
Overall, Seattle was a good time, and I'm glad I was able to go. If I ever go back, some things on my to-do list are to see the Amazon headquarters, or at least try Amazon Go, and then do some hiking in the forests. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this different type of vlog.